I'm Dan Galusha and welcome to another edition of Shoot and Plink. Hey, we've got the Browning BL-22 Micro Midas back with us, but the difference is we've got a Skinner sight, a Peep sight, and it's the rail mount. Very, very simple to mount because you know you already have that rail to put something in, and you got your folding sight here so you can put that down and out of the way. You just slide that on and there's a little screw right here. You just tighten it down and it's on there. Now the front sight also, this is a Skinner. The reason being is it needed a taller post. Here's the thing that I had to do, and I've been doing a lot of adjusting, and hopefully when I fire it here today, we're going to be on target. This right here, you have to loosen this little screw right there and turn it this way to lower it and this way to raise it, so that's for your elevation. Now if you got windage, which I did on this, you will notice this is a little ways out of here. I had to loosen this, and you should always use a brass punch in that. Well, I did. When I used my laser light to first adjust it, and I should have paid attention more to it because it was right, and I got out here and I started to use my Leatherman tool to bang on it. You can kind of see a little bit of damage right there. Well, then I found a stick and I used a AR-500 T-post hanger and pounded on the stick, and it knocked it way out of there, and then I had to put it back, and I see I really didn't do any damage over here with the stick, and that's one heck of a way to try to adjust it. But I've got this loaded with 10 rounds, and we're gonna shoot it at this target that's up here. You can see it. That is a sighting target. We're gonna shoot at the middle one. I'll zoom you in on it so hopefully you can see it, and hopefully we hit what I'm aiming at. I think she's tuned in pretty good. We'll find out. See the target there. And it's plenty windy, as you can well tell. Down here in the hills, hopefully you're not getting a lot of wind noise. We're going to do some shooting back here and see how this works. I'm going to stop right there with those 5 rounds because I want to go take a look at this and see how she's doing. No wonder I couldn't see it. You guys probably could. It's all been hitting in the black in that center one. So with those 5 rounds, it looks pretty good. I'm going to set up 5 bottles now, plinking bottles. And now I'm going to even move back further. We're going to shoot at those and see how that works. You can see the 5 bottles there, and I'm going to move back here, few yards, down about at least 20 yards, because we're going to shoot, I think, a longer range. We'll go over to the other range in just a bit, and there I'll be able to shoot a little bit easier and probably put some more different types of ammunition in here, so hang on. Well, that first bottle, I knew I was going to miss that thing, but I hit that other one. I know I did. I heard it. Just didn't go over. Yeah, who knows? Weak round, I guess. I mean, I definitely hit it. You know that. You could hear it too. But yeah, that first one, I knew I missed that. That was my fault. That was not the sight's fault. Let's go over and shoot at the long range now. We're going to set up some different targets all together. We're going to set up some round gongs. I think I'm going to put some smaller ones way up about 40 yards. We'll see what happens. We're over here at the long distance range, and if you remember the other day, if you watched the other video where we fired the same gun at 40 yards, 40, 50 yards, because it was back there was, that's it way up there, and I have positioned an 8-inch way up there at the 40-yard area, and down here towards 25 yards, I've got a couple of 6-inch ones. Reason I did that, I mean, it's going to be harder to hit them, yes, definitely. But the reason I did that is because of this Peep sight. It really seemed like it was on when I was shooting it over there on that paper. You could see it was right in the middle of that. And we just missed that one bottle is all. And that other one I still think was a weak round because we were firing quiet, CCI quiet. This time we're going to be firing the full velocity 1260 Browning. So let's get to it and do some shooting, and I'll zoom you in on up there too. I've loaded the full 11 rounds in this time. I'll get my headphones on. And let's see, just I gotta get around this camera so I don't hit it. Take a shot at some of those closer ones. It's 25 yards. See how that works. Now we'll go for the big one. That was it. Okay. You know, I'm going to go up there and get that big one. In fact, we're going to go back over the other area and we're going to grab some of those because I got to bring them back anyway. Brought everything back with us. As you can see here, well, of course you already seen this and the fact that we put it all there. And that hole right there came off of me plinking at these bottles. I'm looking at this. That bottle was definitely hit, and I don't know why it didn't fall over. It just didn't do it. That's all there was to it. Now these, I brought these back with us because I'm going to bring that up close to you to show. I look for where there's a brighter mark to see where I've been hitting, and there's definitely some brighter marks now if I can get the right side, because they were hitting right in the middle. I can tell that there was some right here. In fact, there's a couple of them on this one, which you can see right in here. Those hit in the middle. These are the ones that were at around 25 yards. Now let's look at the 40-yard one. That's the big one, and it was also hitting in the middle right here, because it was right off in here. These brighter ones, so those are the ones. That's usually how I tell if I don't have one of my stickers on there. Yeah, and we were using, like I said, we were using the Browning ammunition over there. We're using CCI right here, and it was CCI quiet, so that you know, it's a little bit calmer. It doesn't go out as far. We don't have a good insulation yet with all of the leaves and things that are on. In fact, it's pretty doggone cold right now, and they're talking about it being in the 20s tonight. So, you know, yeah, we're still got some cold weather here. And that Peep sight, I'd say it works pretty good on this gun. Definitely when I can drill an area in there like that with 5 rounds, probably kept shooting with more, and you know, we'd have definitely drilled the hole out. But it does take some adjusting, and again, I'm going to show you this up close so that you remember, or either that or rewind the video, whichever you want to do. This up here, you unscrew that in order to adjust for your windage. This right here, you take that little screw right there, undo it, and turn it this way and that way. And the last time I adjusted that, I turned it about another half turn, I think it was. Okay, what happens if you turn it a half turn? Your aperture will be over on this side, right? And there's 5 apertures. I think I told you about that. So this one I know is probably the middle one. Alright, what happens if it's over here? Don't worry about it. Just unscrew it and screw it over on this side. It'll screw in either direction. So if you do have to do that, fine, no problem. But again, you screw it this way, you screw it clockwise, put it down, you go counterclockwise just like a regular screw, and it goes up for your windage. So, and this, like I said, slides back and forth, and definitely definitely use something like a brass hammer and brass punch. Well, that's about all the damage we can do right now with the little Browning BL-22. Might be back with something or other on it, I don't know, but it's this is starting to loosen up a little bit too for me, because I was able, of course it always does here, it's this way that you run into the problem. And other than that, everything's doing great with this thing. I mean, it's been shooting good, ammunition's been cycling well. I really wanted to try that Skinner Rimfire rail sight on it, and it worked great too. So everything's been working real good with this Browning BL-22. It's a short gun. That's one of the things people are upset about. And I've also had some comments about the fact that it's not made in the USA. And no, it is not. It's made in Japan. So those of you that didn't know or whatever, yes, it's a Japanese-made rifle for Browning. Of course, Browning's a USA company. And it is, I will say, it's very well built. There's no doubt about that. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.